Hi everyone, I'm here through the portal to share my life review in my journey with discovering consciousness and the process that I had walked in my life in traveling through the soul of mind into the heart of mind as consciousness, and how the attainment of that one point introduced me to an existence of mind so tempting, so mesmerizing, so extraordinary, so beautiful, that one could, within that equality with consciousness, see and perceive an entire existence that was here beyond what one see with your human physical eyes. And I could endlessly sit and stare, but at the same time see and observe consciousness dancing with its light and energy and sound, as though it was a force, a power, a presence in itself that would entertain me within myself, within my very eyes, as I would simply be with consciousness as me within myself. Would really be like sitting, and I would practice with my eyes open and my eyes closed, just being here, a silence so all-encompassing that every moment you are in this silence, so overwhelming that tears flow with such ease and flow, and a naturalness of expression through the physical body as you merge with that absolute silence. It's a silence, a peace that each one of us so yearn for within ourselves. It's just quiet. Everything and everyone disappears for that moment or that time where you are in and as and with that silence. And you don't want to leave, because in that silence it's only you. It feels as though it can continue eternally, and you would really prefer remaining simply here with that silence, that peace. Even a peace that exists nowhere else within this existence. A silence that exists nowhere else in this existence but within the depths of your beingness, of your mind. And as one moves within that silence, that peace, deeper into your mind, into your beingness, it's a peace, it is a silence that one can move into deeper and deeper and deeper, journeying into the depths of yourself, of your mind. As one moves into the depths of self, as mind, as physical, one finally reach the point, the light. When I found that point, I was walking within myself toward the light. I was aware of my breathing, my eyes closed, being here, silenced in peace. And I found that light as I deliberately moved deeper and deeper to see how deep ourselves, our mind, our beingness, our physical, in fact go. I explored and went and did not stop to find and discover and see whether there is more to who we are within this existence. And throughout my journeys into the mind and physical and beingness of ourselves, I eventually got to this light, silver white light. And I walked toward it within myself, opened my arms, and had it embrace me and penetrate my very beingness. It felt like this light was like sharp, lightning bolts that was painless, but I felt their penetration into the depths of my beingness in that moment, completely being empowered with the very manifestation and source of light itself that encompassed my entire self. And as I allowed that light to merge with me into eternity, I made my way back from the light, from the darkness, from the depths of my beingness, my physical, my mind. And the moment I merged back into and with my physical body and my mind to hear, I could see light, colors, sound, expressions. I could see a reality that was existent beyond what is here. One would usually see with your human physical eyes the color structure of the limited manifestations of what exists in this physical existence. But when you see through consciousness, through light itself, everything becomes as though you are sitting in existence way up there in the stars, and everything looks like light, stars merged with darkness, yet light dancing everywhere, sounds. It was really something that I could never have imagined, that I had reached my origin, my source, the light as consciousness. And one would simply be able to be here, breathing, looking, past the physical and into an existence that looked like stars, galaxies. I mean, just imagine when you're looking up into existence, the galaxies, the universes, the colors, the expressions. Now imagine all of them being alive and dancing and expressing and moving. I mean, it's simply magnificent. And that was my journey, my process into discovering consciousness, becoming the light, in fact, the source of light itself. But what I did not see, realize, or understand then in my life on earth was what I was seeing beyond the physical was only energy, was the existence of energy itself within its relationships, networks, dimensions, interdimensions, multi-dimensions, in what it consisted of and existed as within this physical existence. That very relationship to consciousness and the energy or light existence that I had tapped into and merged with in equality and oneness was an existence that was dependent on and within this very physical existence. In what I had seen and realized and understood in my life review was what I was seeing with my physical eyes in my equality and oneness with consciousness, with light, which was energy, where I'd managed to merge myself with the very core of energy itself that manifests as light within your mind. And in merging with that core light energy, I became equal to and one with consciousness absolutely, to the extent where what I was able to see within existence as a whole was energy in all its dimensions, its forms, its manifestations, and its relationships. But because I was separate from my own physical body, I could not see the relationships between the consciousness, energy, light existence and this physical existence, and how the consciousness, energy, light existence, both within myself and within this physical existence, was dependent on the physical, natural energy produced by the physical body and this physical existence to be able to sustain its apparent magnificence and beauty and glory and power. And that I'd made a statement in the beginning of this interview where I mentioned in terms of the silence and the peace. I said silenced in peace. And that's what those that promote consciousness and meditation in fact exist as in their relationship to the physical body and this physical existence. The mind silences us within peace. Now, if we look at the sound manifestation within that, silenced within peace. Peace also within the relationship of the words as P-I-E-C-E, in where we thus only become a piece within this physical existence, completely separate, without any power, directive principle, or responsibility to really physically, practically live in our bodies and so within this physical existence. What I had not seen, realized, and understood in my life on earth, how the silence the apparent peace that I had experienced within myself was just that, an experience. And I mean, even as I was speaking the words, the silence, the peace, did it evoke an experience of silence that it is that you desire? An experience of peace that it is that you desire? Where it feels like you're experiencing so much burdens within your mind and your life, that all you want is the experience of peace and silence. It's all a trap. It's all polarities. Silence and peace for the burdens, the struggles and the strifes is not what is going to solve the problems, the struggles, the strifes, the starvation, the poverty, the famine, the burdens, the conflicts, the wars, the violence that human beings are experiencing, physically experiencing on this earth. I mean, there's a difference between physical reality experience and internal energy consciousness experience. And this is the one point that human beings of consciousness is not grasping. That consciousness is based on experience. That what I had accessed in my journey into the depths of my mind and my beingness in meeting with the actual light, the source, the energy, was all based on an experience that was only relevant unto myself alone. There had not been one being, one human being on earth since me that had reached that equality and oneness with consciousness as I had. Because I have not yet seen the word spoken by another human being that had reached that level of consciousness, equality and oneness with energy and light. So was my journey on this earth of any practical relevance but to enslave countless human beings into a consciousness experience of hope, of attainment? When, if human beings so hypnotized by experience in their minds with consciousness and energy would invest as much dedication into practical living, into working together in solutions that would physically, practically, evidentially make a difference to the lives of humanity in equality and oneness, we would have a changed world, a changed earth, through a matter of a couple of years of human beings standing together, working together. But for aeons of time on this earth, there has been consciousness, there has been love, there has been light, there has been enlightenment, there has been mastery. Has anything over aeons of time changed on this earth with all of this power of experience that apparently exists in human beings, in humanity on this earth? None whatsoever. So what human beings are not realizing is that the silence, the peace that one experiences with meditation is just that, an experience. Because one go into a polarity from one's mind that is always so busy with friction and conflict. Then when you meditate, you go to the opposite experience. And then when you stop meditating, you go to the other experience. And then when you meditate, you go to the opposite experience. So we've been jumping polarities of experience. When you experience love inside your mind, or light inside your mind, or consciousness, or meditation, what is that love? An experience. What is that light? An experience. Is physical, practical reality doing based on experience? No, not at all. Because if you would just take that experience of love, for example, and sit inside yourself with just that experience and say, experience, okay, move the body. You go, move the body, move the body. Would that love experience be able to move the body? No, because it is just that, an experience. So the message I bring today within this interview is to consider your relationship in your mind and consciousness to your human physical body practical living, and understand that meditation, love, peace, silence, light, energy is only experience. My life on earth had no meaning, no value, no relevance, no practicality, no solution, no real evolution to the human race in any way whatsoever. Because I, as many human beings, did not see, realize, and understand how everything that I had attained was only dimensions of experience, that I had in no way really attained the life of eternity, of equality and oneness that I had missed, that was right here with my human physical body, that I had wasted my life on experience as energy, as consciousness attainment. And when I died, none of that remained. Absolutely nothing. And now I'm back in my process of what I was supposed to have been walking on my life on earth. Physical equality and oneness. Physical doing. Physical living. Physical actual movement and participation in this physical reality. I mean, you can also look at your ordinary human beings. How much of their lives are based on experiences in their minds instead of actual physical, practical doing and living. Experience can come in many magnificent, beautiful, apparent ways. Isn't it lovely seeing a galaxy, a universe, dancing stars and lights beyond this physical, what one sees with one's human physical eyes? But how will seeing that in any way contribute to a practical physical solution to humanity as a whole? Got your spiritualists all mesmerized with these apparent beautiful symbols and codes and encodings, and seeing apparently these great colorful angelic things. How is that throughout time in any way contributed to the physical action of making a difference to humanity as a whole? None whatsoever. Possessed with experience, instead of realizing to change this earth, we have to practically physically move and do it together for ourselves and for all. I would suggest not making the same mistake I did in believing that consciousness is in any way valid within this physical existence, and to realize that our equality and oneness stand within all of us really in fact seeing the physical, really being equal to and one with what we physically see. We're already seeing it here. We're just not realizing it. We don't have an equal and one relationship to even what we're seeing with our own physical human eyes. Now we want to go and seeing these apparent lights dancing and symbols and stars and colors, when we do not even have an equality and oneness of what we're already seeing with our human physical eyes. We've got quite some way to go. I would suggest to keep your mind stable, is stick to only with what you can see with your human physical eyes, because then you know what's real. You know what you're seeing and what you're physically here in your body. This is what is real. If your mind takes you anywhere else, red flag. because you don't know what's going on there in the depths of your mind, your conscious, subconscious and unconscious mind. So I'd rather be safe than sorry. Stick to physical reality, to what is real here. Walk what is real here so that we can get into the reality of what is here and what has become of this earth, so that we can really sort out and direct really what is physically really real here. Thank you very much.